Alrighty, we are live, man. It is Thursday. This week has been going by fast.
Yeah.
The older you get, time flies.
Yeah.
Especially
is that what it is? It's the older you get? Dang.
Yeah, the older you get, time flies. It literally feels like yesterday was just Monday. Now we already in May.
Right.
Time be flying.
But I can't believe we in May though. That's crazy.
Yeah, 2026. Well, 2025 about to be next week. It seemed like.
Okay. Listen.
Like you can't be slacking on your game, man. You gotta literally be on top of your business every day.
Every day.
Literally, right? But what's going on, y'all? What's up, YouTube family? We are back in motion. This is Leveraging Your L's, where we discuss pretty much how to avoid the same potholes that we weren't inevitably able to avoid. We have our lovely co-host in the building. We have Tierra Bryant, the Efficient, and I am Rafael Jermison, aka Stamp. And this is Leveraging Your L's, where we are tapped in on this good Thursday. What's going on, T? How everything going?
I can't believe it's Thursday again. I feel like we missed last week. I feel like we might have missed a week before that. So this is gonna be a good episode. I can already tell. I feel like whenever we miss like a week or two, the episode back be fire. Like I don't know why.
Because there's so much that goes on within that time frame. Because we have our businesses that no 2 days are the same.
Nope.
Especially not just in a notary world, but just in entrepreneurship in general.
Yeah, no, it's true. But it's May. I can't believe we in May. We starting to get into my season, wedding season. We love to see it. Starting to see a lot of 2025s, which is just mind blowing to me. Because you be in next year, this year. Like that's how this world works. Like the wedding officiant world, not even just the wedding officiant world, the wedding world period. Because any vendor that's like in this space is like they're already booking in for next year. Like a lot of people are already in the 2025 because they're only taking maybe 1 to 2 weddings a day. And like, so for some reason, people pick like the same days over, or, the weekends are popular. So, yeah.
You already have a few dates already booked in 2025?
Yes.
Damn. Speak to that. How does that feel to have business already locked in for next year?
It's crazy. It's still a crazy concept. You know what I mean? But then you just have to get with the times with the industry. Like that's how it is. And then you think about it like, dang, these people have invested and trusted, into me for a whole, years ahead of time. So it's really cool. I love it. I think you always think, all right, what are you going to be doing at this time next year? Yeah. So it's like that piece. Yeah, more weddings. So here we are. But yeah, it's always like that.
That's a good feeling, man. That is a good feeling. Because what we know, because it's like I said, there's no guarantees, what we do. We wake up each morning we eat what we kill, so to speak. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. I had a similar experience. I don't have appointments in 2025, but I had some appointments that were already. I think I had 5 appointments already booked for May. From last month, so it's always good to go into the month already with new business on the books. Yeah. So it is a matter of just getting those closed and going from there. So that's really cool. I like that. New business. What else has been new?
Man, listen, getting ready for Detroit. We'll be in Detroit this month. Okay, the 17th to the 19th. So getting excited about that. Me and Norm's been talking. We're thinking about, I don't know, maybe dropping some form of merch. We're not, quite sure how or what, but have it exclusively, at our table in Detroit. So doing something really cool out there. But yeah, pretty much getting ready for that. It's cool. And then celebrating the home team. Norm has his talk with AMM in June. So that's exciting for him. So yeah, we just out here.
You already got your speech ready?
Yes, I have most of it ready. It's cool. It's interactive. I got my mentors lined up for their, final check-ins. So I'm excited because this is my first one. They gave me 30 minutes to do whatever I want, and we love that. So yeah, I'm here for it.
love it. I love it. Yeah, we're ready for you to knock it out the park, man. Let's go. First speech. Let's get it. What's been new with me, man? A lot has been going on. So first things first, man. I almost hit my goal last month for signings. I think we did 65 signings last month. I was trying to shoot for 70. Yeah, I was trying to shoot for 70, man. But 5 off, but it's all good. You know, shoot for the moon, land on the stars. Yeah. Or shoot for the stars, land on the moon. It's either one of those two, right? So hopefully, yeah, we can get to 70 this month. I've been working on, so I think we had this conversation before about kind of transitioning away from doing the signings, so to speak, and focus more on, generating leads, bringing in more business. Because I've been meeting a bunch of notaries as of late. I've been having a bunch of them, a bunch of people coming in, which is cool. I'm always down with meeting new people and helping them grow their business, right? Yeah. But I'm at a point now where it's like, all right, I have a ton of notaries, but I don't have as much business as I would need to support everyone that's in our network. So I've been focused on really just bringing on new clients. But that's some notaries I've been meeting. Really cool, so to speak. Just whenever I meet new notaries, I always like to hear like from their perspective as far as what's going on and what are the things that they're seeing, right? Yeah. So are they getting more closings? Are they doing more trust signings? Are they what are the other fields that they're in? And always like to hear, what's going on, because it helps me learn about how to, adjust my approach on some things that I need to focus on, right? So for me, some new notaries, really cool folks as of late. Trying to bring on a new VA for marketing. I had 2 interviews. I have actually 3 interviews lined up this week, and out of those 3, 2 people no-showed. Like, how do you no-show an interview?
Like oh my gosh!
Yeah, I just thought that was funny, man. It's like, how do you no-show an interview, especially for like what I actually need them for as far as marketing goes? It's like, it's like, all right, whatever. It is what it is. So hopefully, I got an interview Friday. So hopefully, this person doesn't no-show. They show up. It's like, what are we doing, right? So, it's part of business. And I got an interesting story. Okay. So we always talk about how most of our signings, right? If it's loan closings or estate plan signings, those signings are usually pretty straightforward. Usually no issues that come along with those signings. But when it comes to general notary work, sometimes it could be, hey, this one may be straightforward, or it may be, hey, I need you to do me a solid, or this is the situation. Whenever I hear this is the situation, yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm in for a treat. I'm in for one, right? So a client who this is actually for a repeat client too. So this particular client, he found me on Google, and we were notarizing a deed for I guess it's him for his ex-girlfriend or something like that. Okay. It was a deed signing. Got the signing taken care of, but it wasn't an issue. Just pretty cool signing, and it ended up hitting it off with the guy. We ended up building, because when we always try to build some type of relationship with my clients, so that way I'm more than just a person notarizing a document. I want to be someone that can be a resource, or you may know someone who may need a notary. You may end up referring me. So I always try to go build a relationship after the signing. So we kind of hit it off, but go from there. So I have he needed to do a loan modification. It's a loan modification signing for his. Okay. So I was like, okay, those are pretty easy. Yeah. 3 or 4 documents that need to be notarized, taking the FedEx, and you're good to go. So for this signing, it's with the ex-girlfriend again, right? Okay. And this gentleman is trying to remove, I guess he was trying to remove the ex-girlfriend from the loan, or he's trying to remove himself from the loan. Either one of those two, right? Okay. So him and the ex-girlfriend are not on the greatest terms, right? But I'm in the middle of this trying to coordinate with, I got his portion of the document signed. I guess he informed the lender as far as what the situation goes. And normally when we're doing signings, everyone has to be there on the same day, right? Get the document signed. But for this particular situation, I guess the lender is aware of everything. They said, okay, he can sign on this day, and the ex-girlfriend can sign on this day. Cool, no problem. So we get his part of the document signed, right? But when it's time to find the ex-girlfriend, she disappears. Nowhere to be found. So I was originally we were supposed to meet up to sign. I was supposed to meet up with the ex-girlfriend to get the document signed. I think it was yesterday or the day prior in the morning. I was supposed to go to this specific location to meet up with her to get these documents signed, right? So I go to the location. I ask for the signer, the ex-girlfriend. The person at the front desk tells me she's not here. She was just discharged today. Great. We were supposed to meet at this time, but she's not here. So I called the guy, let him know, like, hey, yeah, the ex-girlfriend, she's not here. Trying to figure out what will be the next steps are. Because now he's like freaking out. He's like, oh, we're supposed to get this signed, and I have to get these submitted by a specific day and time. Yeah. I'm like, hey, just relax. If you could pass me her phone number, maybe I could reach out to her, and I could find out what's going on. Because he said he's already in communication with her. Mm-hmm. So let me get her phone number. Let me see if I can reach out to her, introduce myself for the second time, and see if we can coordinate a time we can meet. He's like, okay, cool. He passed me the phone number. So I reach out to her. So I give her a call. Mm-hmm. She answers the phone. She sounds like she's all right. I explained the situation. I said, hey, I was supposed to meet with you at a certain time to get this document signed. I noticed you weren't here. Just want to follow up with you to see if we can get this taken care of today. She said, yeah, we can meet up at so-and-so time and we can get it taken care of. Cool, no problem. I just wanted to make sure I got it done. I think it was scheduled to meet at 8:30, but then we ended up rescheduling for 1:30 because I had to make it before pickup time at FedEx. Mm-hmm. So I had a whole bunch of stuff lined up for that day, and things got I had to kind of shift up my schedule a bit. So I ended up reaching out to her again. She doesn't answer the phone. Okay, great. So I sent her a text message, say, hey, can we meet at earlier than that because I've had some things I had to move around. I know this kind of inconvenient, but I just want to see if we can get things done. Mm-hmm. But she said now it gets to a situation where now she doesn't know what she's signing. I said, wait, what do you mean? What do you mean you don't know what you're signing? You were just in communication with the ex-boyfriend about what you're signing and this and that. Make a long story short, initially she didn't want to sign. Then she goes on to say she does want to sign. Okay. We finally meet. So we finally meet, right? Uh-huh. I'm in communication with him. I'm in communication with her, and I'm asking her, have you tried calling him to find out what's going on? Because I just want to because I was told that X, Y, and Z was supposed to get taken care of today. And she says she's been calling him all day, but he has not been responding. I call him. I asked him, I was like, hey, have you reached out to your ex-girlfriend? Because I'm here with her right now. I've been trying to call her all day. She's been ignoring me, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like caught in the middle between these two. And I'm like, in this situation. This is just supposed to be an easy 2-3 signing, and I'm supposed to be in and out. Like, how did I get in this situation? Yeah. So she ends up calling. I guess she has a realtor, a friend of hers who's a realtor, and I guess the realtor was able to explain what comes with the loan mod and why the purpose of them signing and yada yada. So she said, "Okay, great." Now, mind you, we outside. We at a gas station. We getting these documents signed. Mm-hmm. Finally, she was okay with finally going ahead and proceeding to get the documents signed. So we got everything signed, and I tell him we got the documents signed. And you want to know the reason why he wasn't able to? Why they weren't able to get in touch with each other? Yeah. Yes.
He was high?
No, they both blocked each other's numbers. They blocked each other's numbers. He's trying to figure out like why she's not answering my phone call. She's calling him, trying to figure out why she's not. And kind of find out, she didn't have him blocked. He had her blocked.
That's funny.
And he finally realized, like, wow, so you pretty much almost blew this whole thing because you didn't realize you blocked her.
Wow.
So yeah, that's one of the things that come with doing general notary work. Always make sure everyone is on the same page. Like me, I have the patience for it. So I've been doing it for so long, but just imagine for someone who's not experienced.
Yeah,
that patience, they would have been like, you know what? I'm cool. I don't want to deal with this. But yeah, man, I was so frustrated to the point I was like, you know what? I don't think I ever want to do this again. Notary work. If someone tells me this is the situation, nope. Find someone else. Not the guy.
Listen, that was me. That was me the other day. So I got a call. Well, I got a text from my old coworker, and she was like, "Hey, I'm about to send you. I sent my friend your number. She needs like a notary done. She probably gonna call you this morning, whatever." I said, "Okay." So the lady ends up calling me, and it might be like 8:30, and she's like, "Oh, I need this done at 10 because it's like a police escort and it's a vehicle transfer." Yeah. So it's a vehicle transfer. And I'm like, okay, let me just like look at my schedule. I gotta like rearrange whatever. So then she goes, I'm like, where are you at? She's like in Warren. So in Jersey, there's like a Warren, the city, and then there's Warren County.
Yeah.
They ain't the same. They not even close to each other. They ain't the same. So anyway, she was like in Warren County. So I'm thinking she's in the city of Warren, which is maybe like 45 minutes from me.
Yeah.
And where she had ended up being like an hour, maybe like 15 minutes away. So I initially said yes. And then I thought about it. Listen, I thought about it. I said an hour 15 there, an hour 15 back. And then when I talked to her, I got more information. We got a police escort because there's a restraining order. Baby, no. I'm good. I'm getting somebody else to do it. Get somebody else to do it. That's me. Get somebody else to do it. I'm not doing it. So I sent her recommendations for people that was like in her area. And I was like, maybe they have a little bit more time on their hands, but I do not. I do not know.
Yeah, because appointments like that, even though it can pay good at time, but do you want to deal with the mess that come along with that? Because, like, even though we try to be nice, try to be respectful and nice to our clients, and in their situations, but sometimes they will drag you in it.
Yes.
They'll have you think they'll like I had a situation, and during that signing, they were like. The guy, he was like trying to tell. He wanted me to say, "Oh, well, just tell her what these specific documents are." But I'm like, bro, I'm not an attorney. I'm not going to be telling her what. I'm not an attorney. I'm not going to tell her, "Oh, this is what this document's supposed to." Like, no. I'm not getting caught in the middle of that because who's to say that she asked me a question about the specific document? I can explain the purpose of it, but I can't explain why X, Y, and Z is going on. Like that's not my role. You either need to tell her or you need to put her on the phone with the loan officer who's helping you out with this. So that way everyone is on the same page where it's clarity. Yeah, because clients, they will drag you into their mess.
Yeah, no. I was like, it's just too many variables. Like, it's too many variables. Like, who knows if that guy was on the same page? I didn't even think about that when you said that, like making sure both is on the same page. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. And it's like, if you got a restraining order, then more than likely it's a conflict within the relationship. Yeah. It's a reason why y'all can't be there. Yeah. And beyond a restraining order, you have like this court escort, you know what I'm saying, as well. Yeah. So it just added more like levels to, like you said, just a regular, okay, I'm thinking about to sign something, be out in like 15 minutes. It don't always be like that. And general notary work is like a 50-50 toss up. You don't know what's on the other line. Honestly, you really don't. Yeah, so yes, creative process is important.
Yeah, because I mean, like, and on top of that, it's a 2.5 hour round trip. And it's not even guaranteed that, if you need a police escort, who's to say if this person really gonna show up if they're not really on the same page? So that's like a waste of time and gas. Yeah. I don't know how much gas prices are in Jersey, but out here we approaching $6.
What?
Yeah, we're approaching $6 out here. Yeah.
No, that's criminal. That's criminal.
Bad. It is bad out here. Everyone going electric. Literally. Literally.
Yeah. No, that's criminal. We're like, I would say right now, the highest I've seen maybe 360, 370.
I'm praying for that. I was praying to see those prices again. Like, it's funny because I was just telling somebody this the other day. When gas prices were around $3, we was complaining out here. It was like, man, 360, 380. What are they doing? Now it's like almost $6. I think the last one I seen, there's a 7-Eleven by my house. And they kind of funny out here. So they'll have you paying $5.59 cash, but it's $5.79 or $5.69 if you use credit or debit.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm playing them kind of games.
But that's a lot. Yeah, that's a little bit more. I feel like ours be like maybe 10 max, but maybe like 5 cent difference, something like that.
Yeah, California, they be playing games out here. They play big games.
Extra quarter to use your card. Nah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, man, like you said, I mean, everyone's not on the same page, and and I was like, it puts you in an awkward situation because you want to have some type of empathy for your clients and what they're going through, but at the same time, I'm not trying to inherit your mess.
No,
like, I'm not trying to be in the middle of that. I'm just want to make sure that you get your document signed, notarized, and going about my day. See, it's general notary work.
Yeah. You gotta know how much time you about to be spending, and give or take, like, and sometimes I think sometimes we get into the misconception of thinking you'll be quick in and out, like that type of, easy, even like going to the hospital. You never know what can happen going to the hospital. Like that person could not be there. The doctors can walk in, they could be gone for a test, and you know what I mean? Like on their way out. Like it's just so much. They neighbor can be having an emergency and you've got nothing to do with them. You still gotta wait. It's true. Vitals, medicine, like it's so much. But it's like we have this, again, this idea that we're gonna run in, do the work real quick, and come out. So I would say, what tips could you give, like especially newer notaries? Like, how do you allow time between your appointments just to make sure you're not like scurrying and running, you're not, leaving money on the table, or just like overbooking yourself?
Yeah, man. I mean, when it comes to like general notary, especially like for hospital signings, like I had a signing at the hospital, and when they talking on, because what they tell you on the phone is going to be sometimes going to be completely different from when you actually go to the signing.
Yeah.
So let me give you this quick story real quick, and it's going to tie into how you would handle how a notary should handle it moving forward. Yeah. I had a signing at a hospital. They were drawing up. There was a client. She needed a custody agreement notarized. She was dealing with some health situations. She didn't have a estate plan or a power of attorney document notarized. So she was going to go on eForms or some type of website where she was going to draw the document up herself. And I'm thinking, well, on the phone they say, all right, we're going to have everything printed. We're going to have everything good to go. So I'm like, okay, that should be in and out. I go to the hospital, and they don't have the documents. They don't have the documents ready.
Okay.
They don't have the documents ready. Her son was supposed to be on her way with the document to get everything signed. So that adds another 15 to 20 minute wait time waiting for the son to get there to get the document notarized. And when you do get there, you still got to make sure they still reviewing the documents, make sure everything is done correct. The nurse got to come in, give vitals, got to give medication. So that's another additional time. That's another additional wait.
Yeah.
And, that can mean, especially if we already have appointments lined up for the day, that can kind of put you behind the 8 ball, so to speak. And so the best way to handle a situation like that is always just be real thorough, like be thorough with your questions. Like, hey, if you need this particular document notarized, do you already have it on hand?
Yeah.
You have it printed. Because if you don't have it printed, this may be a situation where you as a notary, you may have to charge for your time. You may have to charge by the hour instead of just charging for travel. Mm-hmm. So if I got to wait for an additional 20 to 30 minutes or so, I charge. This is going to be my hourly rate after the 30-minute wait time. And so once you include that like in your questioning, that's going to make the client be a little bit more proactive about getting it taken care of, because again, they don't want to spend time. They don't want to have to pay more out than they should.
Yeah.
They want to make sure that when you do come there, you already have everything already lined up. That when the notary come there, get the document signed, and be out their way. Especially like hospital signings, I would probably more than likely charge more to go to the hospital. So not only would I charge by the hour, but I will also charge to come to the hospital. Because like I said, you got to pay for parking. Depending on what hospital you go to, there's some hospitals where you got to pay for parking. You walking all over the place trying to find some hospitals that are very huge, especially where I'm like in Stockton and especially like in Sacramento. They got some hospitals where it just looks like an arena. It's like, what is it? And so the time that it takes to find parking, the time that's going to take you to go up to the room, and then if you go to the room to get the document signed, they may not be prepared, they may not have the document right away, then it's a wait time. So I will always be very diligent about your questions in the beginning before you even go up there. Where's the signing going to take place at? Okay, it's at the hospital. Okay, great. I do charge to go to the hospital. If I do come to the hospital and if you don't have the document right away, and if we have to wait to get the document printed, then I do charge hourly rate after a certain amount of waiting time. So I would be very diligent in asking questions, because if you don't ask questions, you're just so excited about just getting your first signing at the hospital and just accepted, and they need someone right away. You could literally be up there just sitting around waiting until they actually get the document they need printed and notarized. So be very diligent about asking questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. That's one thing. Can't be afraid to ask questions, because people will waste your time if you let them.
Yes, they will.
Yeah, they'll sit there and kind of make conversations. Like, cool, I want to make conversation. I'm all cool with that, but I got things that I have to do. I have other clients that I got to serve.
Yeah.
Make sure that we are doing things in a timely manner. So be diligent, ask questions in the beginning, and don't be afraid to say what your price is for your waiting time and the time that it will take for me to get to the hospital, or the time that I'm spending at the hospital as well.
Yeah. I would agree. I would say two other things just specifically about the hospital is you could be waiting to get checked in. Like the line just could be mad long because it's just peak, whatever visiting hours. I've been in the line for like over 10 minutes just getting checked in. Like nothing is happening. It's just long. I would say that's one. And then the other part is like let your client know to tell the nursing staff, like let them know I'm coming, because sometimes it's an issue of like having too many people in the room and having too many people upstairs, or because you're not considered like a visitor, you know what I'm saying, in that way. When you show up, you're like an outside contracted whatever vendor, not contracted, but an outside vendor that's like working there. So like you can bypass a lot of those things, and they're going to call up at the nursing station anyway, so don't let them run around trying to find a nurse, or you know what I mean. It just wastes the time. Like I've worked on the inside of a hospital when we know people are coming up, it's like everybody's aware, so when we get that call, it's like, yeah, sure, let's do it. So that can cut down on your time too. But yeah, I feel like in the weddings world, it's a lot of this conversation as well, because some people do book like 2 weddings, 3 weddings in a day, sometimes 4 weddings in a day. And so I think it just really depends on 1, distance, 2, capacity, if you can take on weddings like that. 3, what type of weddings it is, because I think there's something much different from like a full, service wedding than, an elopement or a marriage license signing. You're doing 4 of those in a day. Okay, we get it. You're doing 4 full weddings in a day. How you even find the time? Right. So I think that's like something to consider, especially because weddings can run, past time, vendors starting late, weather, like anything could really happen where you're not starting at the time you're supposed to. And I know, you should have something contractually protecting you, saying that if it doesn't start within this time, you're able to leave because of prior commitments. But even that, I wouldn't even want to have to honor that, because it's just like, dang, like this person really didn't get the service from me. They technically did pay for it, and yes, it is starting mad late, but I just don't be wanting to risk the reviews. Like it just don't really seem worth it. And I think there's also just this exclusiveness and like almost like luxury feel of like having, like letting your clients know you only do one wedding a day. Like similar to when they pick a venue that only does 1 wedding a day, like a lot of people pick that with intentionality. Like they don't want nothing else happening, nobody else doing anything else on their day. It's just that special to them. So I think it's definitely a play on that side as well. But as far as timing, you just want to make sure that you have enough time to travel in between, enough time to get your headspace, correct, because you'll typically say a couple's names a lot of times during that ceremony. And how embarrassing if your, groom from earlier today was Brad and this one is Ben. Like, you know what I mean? Just simple stuff like that. But I don't know. I was even thinking, like, as far as marketing, like when I release my new website, I feel like I am going to go for a more like exclusive 1 wedding a day, type of feel, because I think that just kind of goes into like my royal treatment, marketing already. And I don't want to do more than 1 wedding a day, honestly. So
yeah, I was going to say that's got to be. I mean, I'm just thinking about the amount of preparation that goes into that. I would imagine it could be pretty difficult to do 2 or 3 weddings in a day.
No, and people do them, like people do them a lot, and it depends, right? Because if you have like your chapel is at your home or something like that, and people are coming to you, now that's a different situation. If you are, if you have like a venue or something like that, then that's a different situation. Again, if you're just doing signings or small elopements or backyard weddings where there's not that much commitment and like pressure, I think that that's different. But I just personally, when you think about it, a lot of weddings are hosted on the weekends. So it's like now my weekend mornings are tied up as well as my weekend afternoon and evenings are tied up, where I would just rather have that morning time or whatever, to be with my family personally. So, yeah, I think that that's like a marketing ploy that as an officiant, if that's kind of your thing, you can kind of like lean into as far as like, again, just doing one wedding a day and having that couple just feel like you're dedicated to them for the entire day. Like, imagine. Yeah. So it just adds a little something extra to it. So that's the way that I'm going in. But shout out to the people that be holding it down with the 3, 4, 5s in a day. Y'all got it.
That's tough. I can only imagine doing that. I was going to add too for signings, as far as like trying to find like a buffer as far as when to book certain signings and how many you can fit in a day. With general notary signings, it could be, in my opinion, I think it could be a little tough because like I said, you don't know, you really don't know how the situation is going to turn out if it's going to take 15, 20, or 30 minutes. I feel like with loan closings and estate plan signings, those are kind of straightforward. Like I know, like let's say for example, if I'm booking a reverse mortgage signing, I could pretty much know it's gonna take me about 2 hours. Look at your face.
Why would you do that?
I know it's gonna probably take about 2 hours. But the funny thing about reverse mortgage signings, all my reverse mortgage signings these days are a little easier for me now because my approach is a little different. I'm not explaining the purpose of every single document.
Yeah.
The reverse mortgage signing, I may end up explaining like 5 documents at best. Yeah. And as you be the deed of trust, or when they, or the note, or when they, the settlement statement, and then what's the other one? The other one, as far as I forgot the name of that document, but it involves how they get there. I think it's what document is that when they get the funds wired to them? I forgot what that particular document is called.
Yeah.
It's a disbursement statement, something like that. But that's like it. That's just about it. But like I said, it takes about 2 hours because they filling out 85% of the documents, and the other 15% is just fillers and But like I said, for estate plan signings, for me, I mean, the best way for me to be efficient is usually I just fill in the journal ahead of time. And so those signings usually only take me about 20 to 30 minutes. So I can usually say, okay, I can do this amount of signings in person because I know how long it's going to take for me. But yeah, when it comes to like general notary work, sometimes it could be, hey, it's going to take 10 minutes because I've had those signings, or even 5 minutes, or it's going to be where you may be there for about 20, 30 minutes or so. Yep. We didn't really account for that. So I think it's, the more experienced you are, the more signings you do, you'll be able to tell as far as like, okay, I know I'm doing this type of signing. I know it should only take me X amount of time to do this. I should be able to be in time to make it to my next signing. So I just feel like with the more experience you get, the better you'll be at as far as like timing, the timing.
Yeah. No, I would have to agree with you. Yeah, and like you said, doing those things ahead of time, like having the little what do you call them, the little stickers, so exactly
the stamps, the flags, sticky notes.
Yeah, have the flags, man. Honestly, that used to be my favorite part. It's like the prep, like that's like my favorite part. You just put your little sticky notes on there, it's all these different colors. Then when you actually show up to the appointment, they're like, oh my god, it's so cute and color coded.
because they look at you more as a professional, when you take the time to actually do those. Like I used to do it in the beginning, like nowadays, because like I mean, honestly, I spend more time filling out the journal than doing the documents because I'm at a point now. It's like I pretty much know these documents like the back of my hand, so I can pretty much point you to where you need to sign this and that. But you will have some like attorneys. The attorneys, they'll still do that. They will.
Yeah, they do that. Yeah.
Oftentimes, if they send in the documents to you or they send it to the client, they already have them like flagged, like already flagged for you already. So shout out to those attorneys that make the notary job easy for you. We appreciate you. Yeah, so much easier. Man, no idea.
No, yeah, for real. No, I definitely experienced that too. But yeah, doing your journal ahead of time is going to absolutely be helpful. Having your documents, and I know like you're not supposed to take them like out of order, technically, but sometimes, put them in order to make a little bit of sense. Just as far as like flow and stuff, and then, sometimes just rearrange them in the back end. But yeah, just making sure that you have everything you already need ahead of time. Like I'll put like the signature page like in the front, and then like the wordy pages in the back.
It's funny that you brought that up. The funny thing about closings is oftentimes, because the most important document people want to see, the client want to see, is a closing disclosure. You would think that would be at the top of the stack, but they usually put it like almost to the middle. I don't know why they do it like that. That's kind of funny how they got it set up. But hey, I was just thinking about that when you said the way you do it. Because like I said, they don't want you to rearrange it. They want you to keep things the way that they have it set up. But they always put the settlement, because the settlement statement is usually going to be different than the closing disclosure.
Yeah.
I always thought, now, how can they never just put the closing disclosure at the top of the document? So that way, because that's the only thing they really want to see. They want to know what's their loan amount, what's their interest rate, how much they're paying, what's their insurance, all that stuff, and everything else. They just go on about their day and just sign off. So I always thought that was interesting, the way they have that set up.
Maybe it's like a psychology. Maybe it's like, sign. All right, yeah. By the time you get to this, you've been signing up.
Because at that point, it's like, hey, you're already in it now. you already got to this point. It's funny how they went. Now I'm thinking about it. It's funny how they had that set up, because they don't have the closing disclosure like in the middle of the documents, and then towards the end is when they have the notice of right to cancel. So it's like by the time you get to the notice of right to cancel, it's like, well, I'm already in it at this point. And so I mean, we do get the 3 business days. So it's funny. I'm just thinking about that. That's funny how they have that set up like that.
Nah, I don't know. It's just giving intentional. I feel like that's on purpose.
Yeah, we want you to follow through with this loan. That's what that sounds like. That is what it is. Right.
It is what it is.
What it is, man. Let's talk about buying skills. Buying skills. When we ask, because usually we go over topics that we want to talk about.
Yeah.
When you say investing in mentorship and coaching,
yeah.
It brought me back to a video I was watching with Alice Hermosi. I think if any of y'all familiar, the guys that sales. And he was talking about not really spending, like putting money into like stocks and Bitcoin and real estate. He focuses on the money that he makes, he puts into buying new skills. So whether it's buying a new sales skill, marketing, and everything. And it kind of put me in the thought of when I used to play 2K. Like literally my whole day. This is a side note, but back before my entrepreneurial journey, my whole day consisted of going to work, come home. My uncle used to live with me. We would literally play 2K like all day. Right? Then when you had the My Player, you would be spending that money to, like, if you had like for all y'all that play 2K, you use My Player, you would like buy BC. So right, if my dunk was at a 60, I'm gonna pay 35 or 40 bucks to get BC so I can get up to a 90. And I'm thinking about that. It's like, how come some of us don't apply those same methods into our business, right? And so let's say if our sales skills, our marketing skills, maybe at a 55 or a 60, right? How come we don't invest that time into getting some coaching, whether it's a sales coach, or a marketing coach, or just a notary coach, to help us get from a 60 over to an 80, right? And then as we continue to get more reps, we're only going to get better over time.
Yeah.
So coaching is something that I've invested in this year, invested in previous years as well. And it's some of the best money that you'll ever spend, right? Because that's something that you can control, right? Yes, should we invest in real estate? Should we invest in stocks, Bitcoin, all that stuff? Yes, we should. But those methods you really can't control, right? Because we have no control over the market. But if we say, hey, I'm going to invest in this coach, whether it's $1,000 or $1,500, whatever it is that you're going to pay, how you perform, what you get out of that is really going to be based on you because you have more control over that, and you're able to take those skills that you're learning and apply it into your business and then out into the market, and you're able to see a return on that. So I thought that was a great topic. I mean, what made you? What kind of pushed you to want to talk about that today, as far as investing in mentorship or coaching, buying skills?
First of all, I think it's dope that you equated that to buying skills because I think that was a new way of thinking about it. Like that's a fresh perspective that most people don't look at it like that. They just feel like they're either like giving their money to somebody or they're looking to maybe like have a free, shadowing experience or, something like that and go about it that way. Right. But never really looking at it as I'm exchanging money in order to receive skills. Right. So I think the reason that made me want to talk about it is because in our Facebook group, like Norm had threw out this question because he does like these reflection times. And he was like, for anyone who's feeling like stagnant or just feeling like their business isn't moving, what is keeping you from doing mentorship if you feel like that's something you need? So for one, well, first of all, a lot of the answers were money. Money. You can't, pay no money if you ain't make no money, all this other stuff, right? One, I feel like it's two caveats in there, right? The first one is he asks if you feel like it's something you need. So there's people who feel like they need mentorship, and there's people who feel like they don't need mentorship, or they just, can do it on their own. So I feel like the fact that you already recognize that you need mentorship, you need somebody's expert opinion or skill set, shows that you understand the value that they bring. Either you see it and you want it for yourself, or you see it and you want to benefit from it as far as like knowledge or something like that. So it's like you already recognize that that's what you're looking for. That's what you feel like you need. And then secondly, you also recognize that it's not that your business is doing great and you want to figure out how to level up, is that you're stuck and you don't know what to do to move forward. And like, how am I supposed to do that? And so I just thought it was interesting that a lot of people felt like a hump or a hesitation was money, when again, like the reason why you are probably looking for mentorship or looking at a specific mentor is because you either feel like you can learn from them, gain knowledge from them, or you feel like their business is in a direction that you want your business to head to and they're a little bit further than you, right? And so you have to take into consideration that more than likely they've either financially invested in education for their business, more than likely, right? Or they pay for some super expensive mistakes, which is probably even more likely, right?
Yep.
So the first, like what they're doing in mentorship and teaching you is one, basically how to charge for your time and how to find value for your time. So it's like, how can I teach you this lesson without first teaching you this lesson by paying for the time? Like, it just makes sense. Like, I'm about to teach you how to do this and replicate it for yourself. Why wouldn't we start here? So you're on the other end of like the buy-in, you know what I mean? That your couples are going to have to buy in with you or whatever it is that you do. So it's almost like a humbling, you know what I mean? That has to happen because that's what you want. That's the position you want people to take with you by buying into your products or your services or investing into your business. So why would you not want to take that humble approach in doing that when you know anything that you're going to benefit from this is going to bring more revenue into your business, as long as, do what you need to do and whatever.
Yeah.
So I just feel like officiating similarly, like particularly like with mentorship, same thing with your couples, but like at the end, my couples take a loss. Like, yes, they gain memories with me and, a great experience, but they ain't making no money from this. They only lose money. Whereas anytime you spend with me as a mentee, you're learning different ways to gain and make more money. So again, like, I just thought it was interesting that people said money. And I was like, okay, clearly there needs to be more conversation about why you would get a mentor and what would you do with your, mentorship opportunity and why it's important. Because if money is a barrier, that's why I ain't gonna say that's why you ain't got none now, but that's what makes it difficult for it to come to you if you already are, struggling with the concept of, why it's important, how you spend it, what the value is of it, how you perceive value, all of that. Like, it's already mixed up.
And usually when you spend that money, you get an immediate return, which is kind of funny how it works out. Because there's been times where I've tried to like invest in stocks and Bitcoin, and you like I said, sometimes you don't see that return immediately. Usually depending on what time you investing into the market, you end up taking a loss. And then depending on how that market is performing, you may end up just getting back to your principal. Maybe you may end up getting back to your principal. So I've always found that it's funny, man. It's funny when you're talking about this. It's always funny because, like I said, with the coaching, and I used to be like that too, where it's like, man, I really don't want to pay the $1,000 or the $1,500 because I don't know if I'm gonna see a return right away. And the times that I've invested in coaching, I've seen a return immediately. That whether the return and it's also different how the way you perceive return.
Yeah.
So is your return do you perceive return as monetary, or your return is based on the information that you're giving and the confidence that you get from that? Because oftentimes I've gotten information just from coaching where I knew if I didn't invest in this coaching, if I would have just relied on taking the time, there's no telling how long the time is going to take for me to actually learn this, as opposed if I'm already paying someone who's already been where I'm at and they can help me kind of take a shortcut, so to speak, to help me get to where I'm going to get to quicker. And this, man, the return that you get on just coaching, especially not just, you don't want to just spend your money just on anybody, right? I want to be clear about that. You don't want to give your money to anyone that says they're a coach. You actually want to to pay someone that's actually been where you're trying to get to. They've been where you are. They can help you avoid certain mistakes that you probably wouldn't be able to see if you just decided just going on your own and say, well, I'm going to just figure it out, right? And I've seen people in the business for a short amount of time and they see immediate success. And a part of their success is investing in coaching, buying new skills. I'm so much further ahead when I first started. So much further ahead. Got to give a shout out to Andre Hatcher. Got to give a shout out to Bruce. I got to give a shout out to mine. I got to give a shout out to pretty much, man, just my peers in general. People who I pay, because like I said, I'm gonna see an immediate return because if I get the information, I'm already rocking and rolling. Sometimes it's that little bit of piece of information that you need to take you to the next step. And as far as money goes, like I said, we live in America. There's no shortage of money here. They print money every day,
literally.
But the time is finite. So I would say, if it's money that's being your biggest hurdle, I would say, hey, man, take advantage of the gig economy. We have Uber, we have DoorDash, we have eBay, Amazon. Like, sell some stuff, like do some other stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you really serious and intentional about your business, why not invest that? Why not invest that money into yourself? Because again, the longer you sit on the sidelines and try to use that long got money and this as an excuse, the longer it's going to take you to get to where you want to get to.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I like that you said take advantage of the gig economy, because it's not that now this opportunity is closed to you because you don't have the money right now. Is that now you know about this opportunity and you need to figure out, hustle, do whatever you need to do to get to the money. And then on top of that, a lot of times, I ain't gonna say a lot of times. Yes, I am. A lot of times you probably already have an occupation, whereas you're not just, coming from unemployment to now trying to like start a business. You typically have, something there, some way that you are gaining some type of income. So sometimes it's just about sacrificing and putting a little bit away each check, and then letting that be the goal until you get to where you need to be to invest and put that money in so you can get that in return. So I remember when we had Womanomics, Norma came on there and she said that, and it was such a true point where it's like, it don't mean that I can't invest in this right now just because I ain't got it right now. It means that that's something I now have to work towards. And, like I said, hustle a little bit, move the money around in order so that I could be able to invest in that, because whatever I'm going to get is going to come back literally like tenfold. And then it can come from different places, right? Like you just mentioned mad different people. You mentioned Tide Capital, Mastermind, you mentioned Bruce, you mentioned Andre Hatchett. And so I'm sure they've nurtured different parts of your notary business, right? It wasn't just, all right, Andre Hatchett couldn't, get you on the public speaking side the way that Bruce could, because that's where his specialty is and his expertise, right? But Bruce couldn't give you the community that the mastermind had, because Bruce don't have a community right now. That's just not what he's working on. So it's like you got different things from each level of mentorship, and it touched different parts of your development that you've used the skill set to then, help build out what you have right now. And then the other part, listen, I'm on my soapbox, I don't care. So the last part is that when you come into mentorship, you have to come hungry. You have to come goal-oriented. You have to come with the mindset and the eyes and the grit of, I'm getting back the money I invested and some and more. So I think when you come in with that perspective and that approach, you're just 10 times hungrier, and the conversations that you're having, they're just way more richer, and they're filling you much more because you're so intentional about what you want to eat and what's on the menu and what you're trying to focus on. So it's a little bit different. And I feel like the difference again between that and maybe these free opportunities that people are looking for is that people take free for granted. And so they ain't coming hungry. They come in with their handout, and it ain't the same. And so sometimes you really just got to invest in the mentorship, because again, you want your money back. So you're going to do what you need to do to get your money back, and you're going to utilize every moment that you have with that person because you paid for it. Like,
yep.
That's
and you know what's funny about that? Every person, every 15. So usually I have like I don't know. I had a 15-minute consultation link. I thought I got rid of it, but people still be booking. I'm like, oh, how the hell are people finding these links, right? But hey, if you book it, I'm gonna follow through with it, right? Mm-hmm. And most of the time, in those 15-minute consultations, they end up turning into 30 minutes. And oftentimes, I'm like, I give a lot of like free information, and I always tell people, it's like, hey, if this is with this information, make sure you apply and make sure you go execute. And I want to hear from you. Let me know how it's working. And each person who I've worked with for a 15-minute consultation, free information, I've yet to hear from. And there's always the people that's because usually if you're paying $150 for for an hour or $250 or for a course or something like that, you spent the money, you got skin in the game. So it's like, okay, I don't want this money to go to waste. I need to actually apply this stuff that I'm learning, because I want to make sure I see a return on my money and my time as well. And you got to be coachable as well. I've had a few instances where I've done some coaching and I get a lot of I get pushback. It's like, no, I'm only telling you what I do. I'm not speaking from theory. I'm speaking from practice, because I do these things every day in my business. So I'm cool with you asking questions, but when it's like, oh, I don't know if I can do that, I'm like, well, if you can't do it, then maybe this is not for you. It's nothing personal, but maybe you should go back to doing what you were doing previously, because this is not something. I mean, this is like business. It's not straightforward.
Yeah.
It's not something that's straightforward. Like it's peaks and valleys. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you get an opportunity, and that one sometimes you either a client away, you're a notary away, or you're a signing away. And that could be all the momentum that you need for the most part. If you're not willing to be coachable, you're not willing to be open-minded and receptive, sometimes, for the most part, you're working against yourself. But yeah, man, be receptive, be willing to pay the money, because can't cheat the game. Can't cheat the game. You're gonna have to pay that fee. You're gonna have to pay that fee, whether now or down the line. You're going to have to pay that fee. So you might as well invest the money into yourself now. So down the line, you can say, "Man, that was some of the best money I spent." Like I paid $250 for Notary November for Andre. Andre had a class called Notary November. That same year, that was in 2021. I started stamper signings in July of that year. I took Notary November in November. And that was probably the best $250 I ever spent, because the information that I learned from that class from 3 years ago was still paying dividends to this day. To this very day. Mm-hmm. This very day. So, yeah, man, don't sleep on investing in yourself. You never know what it'll do for you in your business.
Yeah. And I would say, at least for you with your 15-minute calls, people was actually showing up. It's been 50-50 for me. Like it was so crazy, because I had a woman text me out the blue. I'm officiating in Florida. I found you on Instagram. I want to, have a conversation with you. I'm like, okay, cool. Listen, I'll always lend my ear out to someone who had, I would say, even the audacity to reach out, because a lot of people are very shy and they just don't have the boldness to even do that. So the fact that you text me, all right, you got it, girl. I sent her the link for my 15 minutes because I hid it because people were not showing up and wasting my time. So I took it right the heck off. And so I only grant it to people who I feel like, all right, let me see what you're talking about. And so I had this whole conversation with her. She picked her own time, date, everything, because that's the convenience of Calendly.
Yeah.
And the girl do not even show up. Don't show up. Don't send a text. You was just in my inbox. You just sent me a text message, but you couldn't give me one beforehand, during, after. My bad. And I am professional, right? I have reminders.
Yeah.
Ain't like you ain't know. Like you knew it was coming up. You knew you could have told me, cancel it, whatever the situation is. So I just feel like for me, when it comes to free, people take advantage of it, and not even like a good advantage, like they take poor advantage of it and they don't even show up. So that's a space that I cannot do with. And then I've also moved outside of like a mentorship program where I'm meeting with you on a consistent basis, because again, I keep coming across or getting into conversations with people where every week it's the same conversation because you didn't do nothing from last week, and that get on my nerves. So I had to tap out. And now I only offer one-on-one coaching calls. Let's come in, let's set some stuff up, and I'm going to set you out to fly. And then you can come back when you've done what you've already said you're supposed to do. So I just feel like find someone who personality fits yours. Okay. If you want someone to handhold, I ain't it. But there's people out there that are and can hold you more accountable and like to do that.
Yeah, that's frustrating, man. That's because because you didn't reach out to that person. They reached out to you. They were so excited. That's the part they give me. They call you. They so excited. Oh, I found you, and oh man, I love what you're doing. Blah blah blah. I want to set us some time. So, okay, cool. Let's do it. I have no problem. I mean, but when you don't show up, it's like, why'd you do all that woofing on the phone in the first place? You did better not showing up. Were you just excited in the moment? Because a lot of times, because what gets people caught up is when they get caught up with the money aspect. Because when they hear the amount of money you can make, and let me put it out there for everybody. You can make money in any industry
doing anything.
Doing anything. You can make money in any kind of industry here. Like, the world is the internet. The world is pretty much in your hands, for so to speak. But the part that trips people up is when it's time to do the work.
Yeah.
When it's time to do the work, when they don't see an immediate result, then that's when reality sets in. It's like, oh, I gotta deal with this every day until I see a result. No thanks, but no thanks. So, if you don't let the money get you excited all the time. Like I say, you can make money pretty much doing about anything out here.
Yes.
But yeah, you got to do the work. It's not wasting people's time. Like if she send you the link and you take the time to do it, and if you don't show up, like we professionals, we business owners, like.
You picked the day and the time. I'm just confused.
For you took the time, and I didn't do it for you. You did it, and then you don't show up. It's like, not only is like, because at the end of the day, she's not doing. I mean, she is doing a disservice to you because she's on your calendar, but she didn't show up. But she's doing herself a bigger disservice because she's not showing up for herself. Mm-hmm. So if you're not willing to show up for yourself, it's like, that's something. That's something internally that you need to work on. So I can't bring that. I can't do it for you. I can give you the information. I can give you the steps that you need to take to get you where you want to get to. But if you don't have the confidence, if you don't have the belief, if you don't have the grit to actually go after it, then hey, that's my hands are tied. There's only so much I can do for you.
No, yeah, that's so true. So listen, you heard it here, folks. Don't be wasting people's time. That's the moral of the story.
Be coachable. Be willing to do the work, and be willing to invest in yourself. Like I said, if you try to do things by yourself and say, "Oh, I'm just going to skip," I'm gonna just spend time. So, okay, you can spend time, but you don't know how long. There's no telling how long it's going to take you to get you to where you're trying to get to. So, be willing to invest in yourself. Be willing to get a coach and bet the people that who you going to for coaching too. Yeah. There's a lot of notary coaches out here that out there where they pop up every day. Man, it's a new notary coach every day. You've been in the business 2 weeks. You coaching? Yeah, you started doing loan closings. All right. Now you're a coach. All right, that's what's up. A lot of them out here, y'all. Hey, y'all, man, we got to start asking people for receipts. If you don't got no content, if you don't got no receipts, if I haven't seen you actually pass no signings out, then hey, I can't get no coaching for you. So be on the lookout for some of these new people out here that just be, man, it's a new coach every day out here, literally.
Yeah, no, seriously, that's true.
So yeah, man, I hope you guys got a lot of value from this. Again, don't be afraid to invest in yourself and don't waste people's time.
Yes.
T, what we got coming up?
Okay, let's see. We have 2 hours of free mentorship, okay? May 23rd at our monthly virtual wedding officiant social. This is a social we have every single month. It is absolutely virtual, absolutely free. And like I said, we have been attracting a lot of very seasoned, well-known officiant educators into our space, which is really dope because now you guys are getting 2 hours of free mentorship, from them. And that's really awesome. Also, if you're in Detroit, make sure you go to the Michigan Notary Consortium Conference. It is May 17th to the 19th. I'll be speaking on Sunday, the 19th at 10:30. There will be another session about officiating with Ebony Locke. Hers is on Friday. But Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you have everyone there. There's Bill Soroka and Vanessa Terry, Sue Hope, a lot of really, really big people. So a lot of industry education, networking, a lot of notary bigwigs. So excited to meet people in person, especially if you will be in Detroit. So yeah, we're ready for that.
And you in that lineup? Woo-hoo.
Listen, I dipped my toe up over there, and somehow I made it in. There we go.
Ooh, okay, yeah. Make sure y'all in the building. Too bad I'm not gonna be out there. Yeah, I would love to be out there, man. Ooh, you gonna be out there with the big dog? Okay, I see you. Yeah, that's why. And even listen to that, right? You gonna be talking with Bill Soroka, Vanessa Terry, pretty much like really notable names within the notary industry. But people got the nerve to book you for 15 minutes for free, and they don't show up. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. Hey, that's crazy to me. Because like I said, you're the only one I know. You and Norm, y'all the only ones that I know who really push wedding officiating. Y'all great at what you do. We've had numerous conversations just hearing about your process and how you service your clients, how organized and detailed you are. This is your whole process. And they got the nerve not to show up.
That's crazy.
Crazy. Couldn't be me.
Right.
It could not be me. That is crazy. Make sure y'all in the building. Make sure you register. Make sure you join the Wedding Fishing Academy. Make sure you join the social as well because she knows her stuff. She's not someone that just popped up last year. She's been doing this for many moons. So if you're into wedding officiating, if you want to learn how to get into that space and how to offer the service, I would highly encourage you to join. I would highly encourage you to join. Don't play yourself.
Don't do that.
What we got coming up? Man, I got my first in-person class / networking event coming up in June 8th. Yes, it's been long await. It's been a long wait. I've been kind of pushing it off to the side because I've been focusing on growing my signing service. Now I've had a good friend of mine, shout out to Shanice, been putting the battery in my back to finally put the in-person event together. So yeah, we're gonna be talking. It's gonna be called the Estate Planning Notary Masterclass. So if you all want to learn about estate planning, how to offer that service, how to execute a perfect estate plan signing, how to acquire customers, how to retain those customers as well. Make sure you're in the building. It's gonna be in Sacramento, California to be exact. For all you people who are not in California, it's going to be live stream as well. So we'll have an in-person experience. So you're going to be able to be in the building live stream as well. It will be on June 8th. The tickets are up live right now. Go to www.espnotarypro.com. Make sure you get your tickets. It's going to be a hell of an experience. For all you all who won't be able to be there in person, you got a live stream. You will kind of miss out on the networking piece, but that's okay. We'll have Q&A session for you. We'll be going over the documents. We'll go over marketing. We're going to go over pretty much everything. I'm pretty much spilling the beans. Pretty much everything that I pretty much know. That way you can start booking more estate plan signings. Make sure you're in the building. For those notaries who want to looking for new business, make sure you join our network. The name of my company is called Stamper Signings. We're a nationwide mobile notary service where we specialize in providing estate planning notary services for estate planning law firms. So if you have not done a trust signing before and you want to start booking some trust signings and getting that experience under your belt, make sure you join our network. Also join the Facebook group Stamper Community. It is on Facebook, Stamper Community. Not only do I post signings in that group, but also have other notaries and other signing service owners that post their signings in that group as well. So it's abundance of opportunities by being in the room. You just got to turn your notifications on because it's oftentimes we post signings and people miss out. Like, man, I wish I would have saw it. Like, yeah, turn your notifications on. So please make sure you join our group. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you review this video again because we dropped a lot of great gems. Appreciate y'all for tuning in today on this lovely Thursday. I hope you guys execute. I hope you make a lot of money as well because this is a great business to be a part of. All right. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Peace.
Bye, y'all.